Don't know what to do if you stand face to face with a wild shadow-possessed creature? Don't worry, you will see it today as we take a closer look at the fighting mechanics in our What to Expect of the Game series of Between Light and Shadow. In the last video, I stumbled more or less well prepared over a giant scorpion. If you enter a location of a possible enemy, your movement ends immediately and we enter a fight. For this, we need our character sheet and our encounter sheet. We also need all 6 dice, and because our movement has ended, we can simply check for too much used shadow dice and then take them off the map and place them with the pre-printed values in these 2 boxes on the character sheet. The black dice now representing our might. That is our fighting power. Our goal in every fight is to reach or exceed the fighting power of the enemy. If you look at the encounter sheet, you can see the needed values for each creature. As I fight the scorpion, I will need a 5+, another 5+, and a 4+. So, once I reach these values in any order with my might dice here, I have defeated the enemy. I achieved this by using the white dice here that are representing my focus now and sent them through this flowchart to manipulate my black dice. So what can I do here? In our fighting flowchart there are 3 starting spaces: strength, agility and mind. At any time during the fight I can place a die from my focus and place it on any of these. From here I can do an action by moving the die through the exit of the space, along the lines to the next diamond of the branch. But as I leave a space, I always have to pay the costs. If I leave here, for example, and using the overwhelm action, I have to pay 1 energy and then move to this diamond. Now I can keep moving the die by leaving the space, but the right exit has a dotted line. This may not be used now, but as you level up during a game, you may unlock these paths and move your dice along the lines. So I have to leave the diamond to the left. Notice that this cost me nothing as the exit is empty. And now I entered a space with symbols. In such spaces, there is always a combination of 2 of these 6 symbols up here. And once you entered it, you have to execute them. In this case, I have to re-roll the die that entered the space, so let's do this. It's a 5. Great! Because if I keep moving the die, I may now add the value of my white die to any might die, which brings it up to 6. And this is even more than the 5 I needed for the first might die of the scorpion. As you can see, there are a lot of possible actions, combinations and ways to unlock, but you can't use them freely, of course. If I would use the charge ability instead of overwhelm here, I would not have to pay 1 energy, but would enter a so-called reaction space. Here the creature reacts to your actions and you have to check your encounter sheet what the enemy you are fighting at the moment does. There are 3 possible actions: a heavy and a light attack and a defensive ability. As I entered the heavy attack, I would look at the Scorpion's heavy attack, which is a toxic stinger, and see that this reduces one of my might dice by 1. You can also see that all creatures react differently. So you have to adjust your tactic on each enemy. If I would fight the bear, for example, his paw strike would cost me 2 health points, so I should think twice before charging him. But let's now see how this will continue. I would now move my die here further and enter this diamond and leave it to the right at no cost. This brings me to this space, where I add 1 to any might die. Excellent. But if I want to leave this space, you see a 2 as costs for leaving. This means I have to reduce the value of the die by 2, what brings this 4 down to 2. That's fine, but I need a higher might value, so I go to the right here again and also increase my might die again by 1. This brings me up to 3, but I need at least a 4 for the Scorpion. So I really want to go through this loop one more time. But if I leave now, my focus die here would be reduced by 2, which brings him down to 0. If any die is reduced below a value of 1, it is discarded and may not be used anymore in this fight. So this is not an option, but what else can I do? If I look at my flowchart, there is a concentration action in the might branch, which allows me to increase the value of any white die by 1. So I could use my remaining focus die here and send him through this branch. As you can see, you can mix and combine the different abilities and dice freely, which offers you a lot of possible ways to play the game. But since I don't have unlocked the concentration ability yet, I have to find another way. As you may remember, I bought a potion in the last video. Potions and any other equipment can be used at any time during a fight to give you great bonuses and special effects. You may swap dice, re-roll them, or ignore costs or reactions. Or in my case here, increase the value of a focus die. So I cross out the potion and increase this die by 1. Now I may leave the space and increase my might by 1. This is enough for 2 of the 3 values needed to defeat the Scorpion. I will leave the fight here. You can see I only need to increase the last might die to at least 5. For that, I can use my last focus die here, or use this space where I can regain my focus die. But I want to show you the aftermath of each fight. Once you reach the fighting power of the creature, or you decide to end the encounter, you will first face consequences. For each not fulfilled might requirement, you will lose a certain amount of supplies or health depending on the creature you are fighting. You will also get a certain amount of experience and may roll the indicated dice and place them on the loot table. And finally, you may choose a certain amount of items from your roll depending on the number of bags here. After a fight, you can cross out the enemy on the map and a new turn starts. And that's all. I hope you now know how to fight evil creatures, and to see you in our last video where we take a short look at the chapter campaign rules and answer some questions from the community. Until then, stay adventurous!